Hi guys, welcome to Obsessables. Oh, you know what we need, Meredith? We need
I
music.
was just thinking about that. Listen, that is to come, okay? We're building this plane in the air.
Got to get on Pond 5. Got to get some music.
Next month, that'll be our goal.
Guys, welcome to Obsessables. I'm Amye Archer. You know Meredith Constant. We're here to talk about a moment in pop culture history, maybe shared history that we're obsessed with.
It only takes a moment.
It only
Yes,
takes a moment.
we are back after the incredible response to our first one, which was really fun because we really liked it and we were going to
We
keep
loved
doing
it.
it even if people didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been really great to see the positive feedback. And
Mm-hmm.
if you've received this in your inbox, you are already signed up for the Substack where these episodes will now live. It is Obsessables. It'll be in the show notes. For
Sure.
wait,
Yes, it will.
wait, show notes. I mean, listen,
Oh.
listen, okay, a new way of
No,
going about this.
it
Listen,
will be in
if
show
you're
notes.
on the Substack where you're going to have to find this anyway, you should go ahead and sign up so that you can receive this every
Mhm.
month. That's what
Yes,
you should do. If you're
yes.
already signed up, gold star. You're an overachiever.
And
You're probably an eldest child.
I'm just gonna temper expectations and say
Please.
maybe every month or other. We'll
Exactly.
see.
We gotta see how
Yeah,
things are going, but we
yeah.
really enjoy doing this. I think that there is an intersection of people that really want this look back that is
Mhm.
also fun and serious and goofy. And I know we can deliver on that, Amy. I know we can
Oh,
deliver on
yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it will be available as a video. We
Mhm.
also will include the ability to download it as an RSS feed so
Mhm.
that you can just listen to it if that's easier. But thank you guys so much for the overwhelmingly positive response. It's been
S
great.
so, for example, if we're looking at the hottest picture ever of JFK, okay?
Excuse me.
Like, we would describe it so that if you're an audio listener, you hear us talking about his strong jaw and his gorgeous tufted hair and his beautiful, hopeful eyes, right?
Beautiful, hopeful eyes, that skin, that barely lined skin, but you're just starting to get it in the creases of his eyes, and you know he's gonna age beautifully.
Yes,
You can see where that gray will come in, and he is going to be a silver fox.
he is in pure Holdy mode right here. He is morphing into a Holdy, which is a hot older man.
Those lips, he's
Mm.
got those full lips, he's just
Mhm.
looking
Mhm.
forward, and
Mhm.
he's
Mhm.
hopeful. He's not
Yeah.
smiling, he's not frowning, but he's sexy. See,
He's
we can do
sexy.
this. We can
He's
describe this.
sexy as hell. By the way, I
Ooh!
just recorded a podcast with Mary Payne and got to throw in a little Chippequiddick
There's
reference.
never a bad time
Yeah.
for Chappaquiddick. Never a
Yep.
bad
Yep.
time.
Yep. Chappaquiddick. Thank you. Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yep.
okay. Yeah, I just being a
Mhm.
Cape Cod girl. I mean, there is a
Mhm.
bad there's a bad time for Chappaquiddick for
I mean, we were talking about a bridge. Of
how
course,
can
that's
you
where my
not?
mind goes.
Of course it goes to Chappaquiddick.
I'm mentally ill. Okay.
Like a normal person. Well,
Yes,
then I'm
absolutely.
mentally ill too, sister. Get those spicy brains and just rev them up. Let's go.
So today we're going to talk about, and the way that we want to structure this is every week a different person will take the lead. So next
Every
week you're
week.
going to,
Every
or
week.
oh my
Wow.
God, every month. So
Talk about tampering expectations.
next time we will defer to you to lead the conversation.
Why, thank you.
But this one's on me. So today we're going to talk about the moment that Marilyn Monroe sauntered out onto the stage at Madison Square Garden and saying, "Happy birthday, Mr. President." So, what is your experience with this moment in your zeitgeist? How is it placed?
So this is a moment that I've heard people imitate it. I
Mhm.
don't know if I've actually ever seen the clip, and I
Mm.
purposely didn't watch it.
Oh, good,
Purposely.
good, good.
I don't know if I've ever actually heard it, but I know the breathy "Happy birthday, Mr. President." Like, I
Yes.
know that. I know, obviously, the uproar over Kim Kardashian wearing that dress.
Girl, we're gonna get there. We're
I
gonna fucking get there.
I have an entire thesis on that, and
Ooh.
because I have a sick, sad brain, I know a lot about the Kennedys and the Fitzgeralds
Mhm.
through, normal research and biography reads as a teenager. So
Yes.
I understand the affair quote unquote allegations. Although at this point,
Mhm.
mama, come on.
Yeah.
Know about all of that. No, Marilyn Monroe is sexy. I did not realize how soon after, though, all of this she dies. I did not
Oh,
realize
yeah.
that
Oh,
timeline.
yeah.
That kind of shocked me.
Did you know, speaking of shocking facts, did you know that in my basement, I thought I had it here, but I don't. All I have here is my bust of JFK.
Oh,
Okay.
that's beautiful.
But in my basement, I have a full replica of PT 109. Did I tell you that? Not a full size replica, a scale, down a scale.
That is brilliant.
Yes. So I'm a JFK stan. I am. Although Bobby Kennedy's my favorite Kennedy.
Well, yeah, I understand that.
And I only, JFK, I mean, he gets the headlines, but if you really get into it, it's Bobby who deserves our love.
I agree with that. And I have to tell you my Cape Cod story because, as you know, the
go ahead.
Kennedys are from Hyannis, or
Yes.
have their compound there. There's the JFK.
Oh, I made my pilgrimage.
Oh, you've already done that.
in
Okay,
2021.
I was going to tell
Yes, I
you.
did.
I was going to tell you about that. So we go up to the Cape every summer. That's where my grandparents go. My grandparents were from Boston, and we would go up there. And one summer, I went up with I got to bring my girlfriend with me. I was maybe in 6th grade or going into 6th grade, something like that.
What year was this?
It would have to be 1999.
Okay. I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So we go up and we stay in Harwich. So we're near Hyannis, but not that close. And we are having the best time. My girlfriend is very afraid of flying and flying alone. That is like not something that she is into. Her flight is coming up. It's quickly approaching. It is the next day. And we are, just trying to ease her into it. The next morning I wake up, I go downstairs. My grandfather always has the Boston Globe out. The front page of the Boston Globe is that JFK Jr. and Caroline Bessette have crashed. He crashed his plane off of Cape Cod and they are dead. And we looked at each other.
So this was July 16th, 1999.
Yes. And we said,
oh my God, today's July 17th.
Whoa. That is so
And
weird.
it's the 25th anniversary. Did we do this with Silver Springs?
Yes, we did.
Oh my God.
I don't know how this keeps happening.
Okay, anyway.
So
you see the paper and
we say, my friend cannot see this. She cannot know that a plane has just crashed and people died off of Cape Cod. But this is
very much like when Prince Harry went to the costume party and they had to hide all the newspapers from the Queen Mom. Yeah,
exactly. So we try our best to hide everything. Don't turn on the TV. And still my friend finds out. My friend finds out, and she is not willing to fly from Hyannis home. She is not willing to do that. And everyone tries to convince her to get on that plane. She is not getting on that plane.
Because Hyannis, that's a little airport. So she's flying a little puddle jumper.
Yeah, to get, I think, I forget the whole flight route, but she's not getting on this plane. So long story short, her mother and sister had to drive up from New Jersey and spend the day and then drive back home with her. So she never got on that plane. And I will never forget that because it's such a core memory of where I was and what happened when JFK Jr. and his wife died. I was not far.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Your nephew looks a lot like you. He is unhinged and hot, and I am here for it.
Same. So my connection to the Kennedys, I come from a long line of Kennedy Democrats in my family.
Hell yeah.
Yes. And I grew up with this mythical connection that we had to the Kennedys because, as I told you, JFK was murdered the day before my grandfather's 34th birthday. RFK was murdered the day before my grandmother's 34th birthday. And JFK Jr. died the day before my sister's, wait for it, 17th birthday.
We have to really pay attention to birthdays in your family and keep track of the Kennedys.
Yeah, keep track of the Kennedys. Where are they?
Oh
And, my gram she loved him so much. She talked about him incessantly, like my whole life. I just grew up really appreciating Kennedy, loving Kennedy. My mom tells the story all the time about coming home from school. Everybody's crying. JFK was shot. It was a whole thing. We love some JFK in our house.
I feel you. I'm always interested in thinking, obviously that Camelot, 1,000 Days. I always wonder, what his legacy would have been if he had done another term and if he had lived to his 80s or whatever, which with the Addison's disease, might not have even been possible.
No.
But I always wonder, when people are cut short, does that does that memorialize and kind of create this ethos, kind of like Princess Diana, you know?
100%.
Because it's a lot of what
John Lennon,
could
same
have
thing.
been. Yeah, what
Mhm.
could have been.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
there's something about youth being cut short that I think
Yeah.
really, not that JFK didn't do a lot of amazing things. I just do wonder if decades and decades we would maybe look at the philandering a little differently.
Well, we could read Stephen King's 11/22/63
I need to
and
read that
figure out.
book. Okay, thank you.
Also a
Adds
series
to the
with James
list.
Franco in it.
Oh, okay.
But I love Stephen King, so I highly
Me
recommend
too.
reading the book. Yeah. All right, are you ready to watch the clip?
I am so ready to watch this clip.
So we're going to watch the clip, and then Meredith, maybe you could do a little narrating afterwards of kind of what happens, so our listeners
For the things that you cannot
can
see
hear.
in this.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Here we go.
But punctual. Mr. President, Marilyn Monroe.
What a time to be alive.
I know. Having your birthday party in Madison Square Garden, sign me up.
And Marilyn Monroe.
Perhaps there has been no one female who meant so much, who has done more.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Look at how she walks, so dainty.
She can't go any further.
Mr. President, the late Marilyn Monroe.
Oh God.
I know. Well, he was making jokes all night about her being punctual, but it takes on a different meaning now. People are just like in awe of her.
God, even just the way she touches the mic.
I know.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
This makes me question everything.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Oh my God.
Happy birthday to you.
And she goes on a little bit, and people don't know that.
Thanks, Mr. President, for all the things you've done,
Oh.
the battles that you've won, the way you deal with U.S. Steel and our problems by the ton. We thank you.
I'm horny over US Steel.
Everybody, happy birthday.
Okay. So that's his
Oh my
birthday
God.
cake, by the way.
She just full on hopped in that dress. That was
Yes.
brave.
So does it match what you have come to know about this moment?
In some ways, I don't think I realized how big of an audience this was. A real audience. This was a real event, and also just the things that you miss when you only hear about it and don't listen to it or see it is just how she is waiting and just commanding that room, and the sex appeal. She made US Steel sexy as she slowly ran her fingers up her torso, up her side of her bosom.
Yes.
It was honestly one of the hottest things I've ever seen. This is a masterclass in why it takes a lot more than being a good singer to be a good performer. This is absolutely incredible. And it's also weird looking at this moment being like, two of these people in this room are gonna be dead.
I know.
Not
Real
too long.
soon.
It's really sobering.
This is one of my favorite pictures of that night.
Oh,
It's just her with the spotlight on her on the stage. It's a really great picture.
it is great. And the bottom half, because it's in the black, her glittery dress, it almost is see-through, but she just looks like an angel. She just looks effervescent.
So let's talk. I'm going to leave this on while we talk a little bit about what happened.
Yes.
So on May 19th, 1962, there was a gala held at Madison Square Garden for then President Kennedy's 45th birthday.
Remember when we had presidents in their 40s?
Remember when we had presidential birthdays in Madison Square Garden and everyone was safe from gun violence? Like,
Oh
and you
my
would
God.
never do that now.
Never.
So the event was hosted by Arthur Krim and Anna Rosenberg, who were both Democratic institutions. Rosenberg managed the New Deal for FDR, and she was like a powerhouse.
Nice.
And Krim was a Democratic advisor and entertainment lawyer. There were 15,000 people in attendance, and it was a Democratic Party fundraiser.
This is an excellent idea.
Mm-hmm. So Monroe was filming Something's Gotta Give at the time. Now, rumor has it that her leaving to come here led to them firing her from the set, but it was already in post-production. So, like, that's unclear, and it's just kind of a rumor. So I didn't want to rely too heavily on it.
It's interesting to know that.
It's interesting. Peter Lawford is the person who introduces her, and we know him from Kennedy history. He had been making jokes all night about her coming out, and she wouldn't show up, but this time she actually does, which leads to him doing the prophetic, "This is the late Marilyn Monroe," which didn't age well.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. She saunters out. She's in her fur. She gets up to the podium. Lawford pulls it from her shoulders, and the audience, there's a audible gasp because she is wearing a nude colored rhinestone dress that was lit in a way to appear see-through.
Oh my God. What a
what a baller move. We will talk a lot about this dress.
I know it's also like really refreshing.
Yeah.
She looks like, I mean, today you could not look like Marilyn Monroe and be considered like a hot starlet because the body standards are so messed up.
Yes.
That I'm like, God, it's refreshing to see someone that's like probably an 8 or a 10.
Right.
And she's gorgeous.
She's
what have we been doing? What have we been doing?
I know. The 70s really set us back in that. When we had models like Twiggy and stuff, that's when it went backwards.
When you have a model whose nickname is Twiggy, you're down a very dangerous path.
Absolutely. So she sings Happy Birthday, Mr. President, which I was familiar with growing up because I saw Michael Myers do it in Wayne's World when he was singing it to Tia Carrera. Yeah.
Yes.
And she continued into Thanks for the Memories with her words, which we heard. "Thank you, Mr. President, for all the things you've done, the battles that you've won, the way you deal with U.S. Steel and our problems by the ton. We thank you so much."
It is so sexy. My first thought when Thanks for the Memories, I was like, did she write Thanks for the Memories, even if they weren't so great? And battles. Are we talking about the Bay of Pigs? Like, what are we talking about here? Or just like political battles? Are we talking about political battles?
Would he be talking about the Bay of Pigs? Come on. No.
I don't think she would be talking about the Bay of Pigs.
Because doesn't he say after the Bay of Pigs, is that when he says his famous, victory has 1,000 fathers and defeat is an orphan? Yeah, that's where he says it.
I love your JFK impression.
It's not good. It's good.
You know what? It could be worse.
I don't know if it could.
Glass half full.
He gets up at the end of the night and he makes some remark like, "Now I can retire knowing I've had such a wholesome version of this song sung to me." And I'm going to play this clip real quick.
Your birthday, I believe that you should get a rise in pay. Signed, Roger. And then it said, "P.S. My birthday's next month." So,
it's interesting to see how he responds to her. Like,
to them, to Bobby Darin, and to Miss Carroll, who was going to come, and to Miss Monroe, who left a picture to come all the way east, and I can now retire from politics after having had Happy Birthday sung to me in such a sweet and wholesome way.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. So why was this such a big deal? So there's really two things that we take away from this. There were rumors, which we'll get into, and that dress, which we'll get into. So let's talk about the rumors first.
Yes.
So there had been whispers of an affair between JFK and Marilyn Monroe for a few months before this, and this did not help.
No, and I might have read this wrong, but weren't Jackie and the children not at this event either?
Jackie did not come to a lot of events, so it wasn't exceptionally unusual, and this was 10 days before his actual birthday. So like they were planning to spend his birthday with him, not in public. But no, she wasn't there. All right. So this is from Glamour magazine. Okay. And this is an article about Marilyn Monroe. Monroe and JFK were first introduced in 1954 by Peter Lawford, JFK's brother-in-law. According to biographer James Spada, when Kennedy tired of her, he passed her off to his brother. So there's also rumors that she was also having an affair with Bobby. However, biographer Donald Soto claims there are only select confirmed occasions of when Monroe and JFK were together. He writes that he believes the pair only met 4 times between October 1961 and August 1962.
I'm going to tell you something, though. That's enough time to fuck.
That is enough plenty of time to fuck.
That's plenty of time.
Yep. So in the weeks leading up to her death, it is reported that she was threatening to hold a press conference to expose her relationship with President Kennedy and his brother, U.S. Attorney General, because, we just name our brothers to high cabinet positions.
Well, yes, nepotism used to be hot.
Yes,
nepotism used to be sexy.
Yep. So she was going to release, supposedly, she was going to go public with these claims. A Netflix documentary released earlier this year called The Mystery of Marilyn Monroe, The Unheard Tapes, which I now have to go watch.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Shared new insights into her death, including her impregnation by one of the Kennedy brothers. And a few days before she died, she called a close friend to tell them about her plan to marry Bobby Kennedy. Since her death, there has been countless conspiracy theories claiming the Kennedy family has been involved in her death. While that has not been proven, it further fuels the mystery that was Monroe's life. Despite the rumors, there is only one known photograph of her with the Kennedys, and it was taken this night at Cribb's house afterwards, and here it is.
Yep. That's called being smart. Also, my God.
I know.
Is she perky?
My God, she has perky breasts, doesn't she? Let's just admire her breasts for a minute.
Holy moly. No, she is so hot.
Mm-hmm.
They are hot standing next to each other. No, this is smart.
This whole photo's hot. Can we get in there?
This whole photo's hot. Listen, you're not gonna keep evidence of your affair. This was wise.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do you believe the rumors? Like, what are your thoughts on this?
I am always someone, because I talk a lot about royals, so I deal with the craziest potential conspiracies thrown at me, and I always think of, okay, what are other reasons that could account for this? Like in terms of the Kennedys killing off Monroe, I'm a couple very, very, very big steps away from that, because Marilyn Monroe had
addiction issues.
She had addiction issues. So,
and she died of a barbiturate overdose.
Yes. So there's a lot to suggest that, that was unfortunately the truth of her life, is that she died early because of that. And it's sad, but that the Kennedys didn't kill her. Maybe mental health wasn't great for many reasons, and that she could have called a friend and told the friend of a plan, but that doesn't mean it was happening. That doesn't mean that it wasn't just a fantasy that she was having, or maybe even a delusion if she was under the influence. None of that stuff actually proves that they had her killed.
Right.
I don't see that as being, being the thing that it doesn't make sense. There's too many other possibilities for it to land on that. Do I believe they had an affair? Yes, I did.
I do too.
Yes, I did. Yes, I do. Yes,
do you believe that she had an affair with Bobby?
That is so hard, because I don't doubt the cruelty of successful white men to pass a woman off, or you've got her, you used her, pass her on to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
God, that's gross though. I don't know, but
can I paint an alternate theory?
Please.
Okay. So I'm wondering if something happened along the lines of, she's really wrapped up in this dramatic affair with JFK. Bobby has to come in and kind of clean this up. And in doing so, he's her savior, and they form sort of an emotional affair. And she's kind of in love with him.
That feels much more plausible to me. Not that Bobby Kennedy couldn't also have affairs, but it just feels like that is too salacious of a detail. I don't know.
I feel like Bobby Kennedy's real into, is it Eunice? Eunice is his wife, right? I mean, they're banging out 10 or 12 kids. They got a lot going on.
Eunice is his sister.
Who's his wife?
Eunice Shriver is his sister. Eunice is
Scratch that.
Hold on. Bobby. Oh God, I can't believe I don't know her. Is it?
I can't remember her name.
Kennedy,
I don't know why.
Wife. Oh, it's gonna drive me nuts once I see it.
I know.
Ethel. I knew it was Ethel.
Ethel.
Okay.
I knew it was an E.
They had 11 children.
Yeah, they were banging out a lot of kids. He was into her. Yeah.
Not banging a lot of kids. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh,
Obsessables would like to clear up 2 things.
Yeah.
Robert Kennedy was not banging his sister, and they together were not banging kids.
Wow. This is stellar. 2 episodes in, we're going to get canceled.
We are never going to work for like Time Magazine. That's just, we're never going to be.
Probably not.
No.
The History Channel is also dicey at this point.
No. Okay. So let's talk now about the dress, shall we? So,
Yes.
Monroe's notoriously sheer gown was adorned with 4,000 rhinestones and designed by Bob Mackie. She called Bob Mackie up and she was like, I need the sultriest fucking dress
This is the
you can
best,
ever imagine. Just
best
think of
crossover.
straight up porn and put
Bob
me
Mackie
in the dress.
says, I was made for this moment, baby. Bob Mackie is also the one who did the costuming Miley Cyrus at, this isn't helpful, at a recent award show. I forget which one, but he did her costumes. And again,
Okay.
just big, larger than life personality. Look him up.
Well, he designs it, and the dress was actually made by Jean-Louis. And it was so form-fitting that Marilyn had to be sewn into it. So
That's commitment.
yeah. She had promised to dress with decorum. Instead, she wore this dress with no bra and no panties.
This was a girl who wanted to remind this man of what she's working with. Give me a break. You wear your hottest, sluttiest thing. You're like,
This
I
is the
didn't know you
revenge
were gonna
dress.
Be there.
This is the revenge dress.
This is the original. Is this the original revenge dress?
I think it could be.
Earliest.
I think it could be because I think he was trying to break it off with her, and she shows up like this.
Did you really want to do that?
He 100% banged her this night.
Oh my God. He is trying
Meredith.
so hard. He's trying so hard in that moment to look at her and to say something without showing how hot he is for her. He is trying so hard.
We did the same thing with Stevie and
We sure did.
help me, Lindsay. We
Lindsay,
said they
yeah.
banged that night.
Yep.
Could these two have banged this night?
Everything's foreplay.
Everybody's
there is no way they didn't. Listen, once you got cut out of that dress,
he ripped her out of that dress with his teeth.
It's a bodice ripper. Oh
Yep,
my.
Yep.
Whew.
So Mike Nichols, the famous director, claimed to be standing right behind her that night, and in his memoir said she wasn't wearing any underwear. I can confirm. Okay. So let's talk about what happened to the dress. So in 1999, it sold for more than $1.26 million at a Christie's auction house in New York. And then Canadian billionaire Jim Pattison purchased the dress on November 17, 2016 at a Los Angeles auction for, how much do you think?
2016?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it sold for 1.6 in
1.26 million, yeah.
In what year is that sold?
99.
Okay. $20 million.
4.8 billion.
Oh my God. I could not have even guessed that.
Oh, I feel like that's got to be wrong, but I don't think it is.
Oh,
that's a lot of fucking money.
Whoa.
So it is now in Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum in Orlando.
I don't like that for her.
The dress comes back around when fucking Kim Kardashian decides that she needs to make this her plaything and she needs to have the dress to wear to the Met Gala in 2022. Here's a picture of Kim wearing the dress next to the dress on its original bodice.
And they apparently dyed, her hair is usually a dark brown, black, and they dyed her hair bleach blonde for this. And you can tell it did not process long enough. It looks a mess. The whole thing looks a mess and thrown together, which is a fucking shame given that this is Marilyn Monroe's dress. She also has a fur. So she's doing the whole thing. And
well, there's a strategic reason for the fur. So let's watch this little video. So Kim Kardashian needed to lose 16 pounds in 3 weeks. Nothing
very healthy.
Nothing like diet culture slipping in. We're running the gamut today.
Oh, there are so many problems with this, and it hits all of the favorites.
So the moment when Kim Kardashian went back to try the dress on, and this is important too, Ripley's Believe It or Not said, no fucking way. No way. You are not wearing this dress. Her mother, Chris, is her mother Chris?
It is.
Somehow convinces this to happen. All right, here we go. This is from E! Entertainment. It's a clip from Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Okay.
Kim Kardashian's hairstylist comes to the rescue when her butt won't fit in the Marilyn dress. On the November 10th episode of Hulu's The Kardashians,
It's
Kim
enraging.
tries on Marilyn Monroe's famous happy birthday gown at Ripley's Believe It or Not in Orlando, Florida. It's her last chance to fit into the iconic garment.
And if it fits, I'm going to the Met. If it doesn't fit, I'm not going to the Met.
With
Don't go to the
everything
Met.
on the line, Kim hopes for the best.
This is enraging to me, and I have a lot of stuff about people being pissed off.
Oh my God, and they're
Honestly been
in the
working my
gloves.
ass off to see my vision come to life.
My
I
vision.
will be crushed
No.
if this doesn't pay
No, the
off.
dress will.
Yeah, Lord. Should we sing Hallelujah or something? Do I need to put on another pair of shapewear?
But more Skims isn't the answer. Kim's hairstylist Chris Appleton has a suggestion.
Kim, push.
No.
Kim, push it. Push your ass. Push your ass.
Then it's time for a good old shove.
Here we go. So, guys, we're just watching them try to squeeze her butt into this dress.
Yeah, we're literally just on the
In my
butt.
Skims, kind of positioned
And she's
my
got a-
shapewear.
she's
and
got a-
then it went up.
And then she gets a Skims plug.
Mm-hmm.
It looks beautiful.
Now, wait, you think it fits. You're like, holy shit. But wait, you see the butt.
Oh my God. Can we use that tie and tie it and keep it open?
It does not fit. There's 6 to 8 inches of space between the zipper.
Tie goes with it, right?
See it?
Like, what if we did that and then put a fur over?
Well, if we put a fur over it.
Success.
What if we
Not
don't
only
wear
does
it?
Chris help her into the dress, he gets Kim's hair into character, blonding her up at the hotel
Mhm.
pre-Met Gala.
Mm-hmm.
This was too much.
It's
okay.
enraging.
Ugh.
And there's at the end of that clip, Chris talks about how she called Ripley's Believe It or Not. And she said, you don't tell Kris Kardashian no.
And here's what really sucks. Here's what really
Okay.
sucks.
Go ahead.
Obviously, the reason for doing this is because it's going to elicit a reaction. You're going to get all the reactions, and that's why
Yeah.
they do it. It's not out of respect for Marilyn or reverence
Mm-mm.
for Marilyn or,
No.
or fashion. It is a way to do some really good product placement for Skims. Look what Skims can do.
Mhm.
And it's just to create a viral moment. And the fact that Marilyn Monroe, and it's funny because in some ways Marilyn Monroe had that dress made for a viral moment that would have, is a viral moment in hindsight. But there's something about Kim Kardashian wearing it to the Met when it should be preserved. It should be just on display. She could have had a replica made. I mean,
she did
there
have
was-
a replica made. Okay. So
because she doesn't wear it very long, right?
She doesn't wear it very long. So this reminds me of the quote, and of course I don't know it off the top of my head, but it's the quote from Gatsby with Tom and Daisy.
Okay.
Like you just treat the rest, these rich people just treat the rest of the world as your playthings.
Yep.
And like this is the perfect example of this, in my
Yes, it
opinion.
is.
So people were pissed off, and I have a link to a People magazine article where historians have complained that Kim Kardashian endangered Marilyn Monroe's iconic dress, putting it at risk. Such an iconic piece of American history should not be put at risk just for an ego boost and a photo op, says Dr. Justine D. Young of Fashion Institute of Technology. Let's see. So Dr. Young, professor of fashion history at the Fashion Institute of Technology, says Kardashian's look was irresponsible and unnecessary. She can and did commission a replica, which would have been indistinguishable from the original. Such an iconic piece of American history should not be put at risk. And then she goes on to say that you can actually see the damage that has been done to this dress in the after photos.
Imagine 50 years from now, the dress is still on display. It's been preserved properly. And you have to have a card that says, this dress was worn by Kim Kardashian to the Met Gala and further destroyed.
I know. Marilyn stood nude as the fabric for the dress was literally sculpted to her body to precisely match every curve. The fabric, which is flesh-colored souffle gauze imported from France, was layered strategically so she wouldn't need to wear undergarments. It fit perfectly.
It's literally made for her body, and Kim Kardashian is known for having kind of extreme curves. This was not a good idea on anyone, but particularly Kim, who was not going, even losing 16, 17 pounds. You don't get to pick and choose where you lose that from.
No, absolutely not. It's just, again, it's very irresponsible. Like, just why do you have to have this? Because you just want it and you want your mommy to get it for you.
It's such an ego thing. It's such a, I can't possibly do this without wearing the dress because I will not get a big enough reaction. Also, I believe, I could be wrong, was that the first year that they started their Hulu, the Kardashians, and
I
it
think
moved
so.
from E?
I
What a
think so.
storyline to have that we are going to discuss this moment on that show. And then we get, it's all marketing, it's all promo, it's all a way to make money in all of these different ways. And any sort of press is not bad press.
Well, you know who was super pissed off about this? Bob Mackie.
Don't blame him.
Mm-hmm. Displeased with both Kardashian and the current owner, Ripley's Entertainment, Bob Mackie, who first sketched the design in 1962 at the age of 23.
Oh, wow.
Said in an interview with Entertainment Weekly, "I thought it was a big mistake. Marilyn was a goddess, a crazy goddess, but a goddess. She was just fabulous. No one photographs like that. And it was done for her and it was designed for her. And no one else should have been seen in that dress."
I completely agree with that. I think the fact that when you think of that dress, you also think of Kim Kardashian feels so wrong on so many levels. And then just knowing that this was one of the last big events before she died, and just knowing the history of it.
Leave it
but again,
alone, man.
People like the Kardashians do not give a shit about that.
No.
They care about bringing in new viewers. Maybe people will go check out Skims. No, it sucks. Skims is actually pretty good. But
Is that
anyway,
her line?
Yes, but God, it's good. Oh, the shit's good though.
Well, she had a bunch of replicas made, so she wore this on the red carpet. Now, we saw when the zipper didn't zip, but people are saying that when she turns around, the zipper is zipped. So there's speculation they added fabric to this, which I fucking hope they didn't.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did, though, because it's not about if she really appreciated fashion history, she wouldn't do this. It's not even a question.
Yep. So Scott Fortner, a collector who works to authenticate and verify Monroe memorabilia, appeared to show stretched and buckled fabric and missing crystals on the back of the dress after it was worn.
Not surprised. Of course it would be.
I'm irate about this.
Marilyn had a much different ass. Like just the butt. That is a much different butt. There was no way in hell. There was no way in hell.
So Marilyn Monroe was found dead 3 months after this event. On the night of August 5th, 1962, she died at, do you remember how old she was when she died?
36.
36.
I know, and I'm 36. It's chilling, to be honest.
That is fucking young.
She was really young.
And she died from an apparent barbiturate overdose, and they know this because they found an empty bottle near her body.
Did they do an autopsy?
I don't know.
I
want to look this up.
Yeah, because now I want to know what all that they did. Not that I'm giving credence to the idea that the Kennedys had her killed.
Right. Like, was there not? Okay, here we go. The toxicology analysis concluded that the cause of death was acute barbiturate poisoning. She had 8 milligrams of... She had a lot of phenobarbital in her body. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's not
so. Yeah, so there was no apparent cause of death on her body. That's why they started doing the toxicology report, and that's what they found.
And unfortunately, this is a sad story that we hear all too often with famous people, famous women, especially when you go through the kind of treatment like back then that would happen with these movie production companies. I mean, it was brutal what they did to people. Like Ava Gardner, moving her hairline
and her last 2 movies were flops. So like she was also dealing with
I'm aging,
her possible career downslope. You know what I mean? And I'm just going to go right out on a ledge here and speculate that she had been breaking up with JFK, trying to get him back. This is the original revenge dress. Maybe she was pregnant. Maybe she wasn't. For my storytelling purposes, I'm going to say she was. And then, it didn't go well. That's what I'm gonna say.
This is my plug too, to watch now on Peacock. They finally have all seasons of Smash, which is the musical inside a TV show where Megan Hilty, a voluptuous, beautiful, blonde, Marilyn-looking woman, competes with a poorly acted Catherine McPhee for the part of Marilyn in this new musical called Bombshell. There is at least 2 good songs in it. It also has
Okay.
Deborah Messing. It's
Okay.
worth a watch because
Hmm.
it's unhinged, and the music, again, go listen to Let Me Be Your Star and
Okay.
tell me that you don't start singing along. That is a car singing, I am going to achieve everything.
So you are in a jam band.
I am in a jam band.
Next time you go to the jam band, can you do
Yes.
some like sultering up your body and
I mean,
can
we
you do some of that?
we do sing the song Kiss, so I could do that.
Mhm,
I don't
mhm.
know if I
Just
will
get
make
real inappropriate.
that. I mean, that's kind of my middle name. I think that would be great. It would probably be really appreciated. I don't know if the men and women would like it or
Mhm.
they would run away. Maybe both.
Mm.
You got to keep them on their toes.
So let me ask you this at the end of the episode because we are winding down.
Yes, we are.
Do you think my moment was Obsessable worth?
It's completely Obsessable worth.
I think Obsessable could go without the worth. Is it
Yeah.
Obsessable?
Is it Obsessable? I think it's completely Obsessable. This is something where anytime someone says happy birthday, someone does the breathy
Yeah.
happy birthday. That is
Yeah.
something universal. Even if you've never seen that clip, you have done it. And just this moment in time, bringing in the revenge dress aspect, which obviously was a huge part of the Diana
Yes.
lore, given that these
Yes.
2 vibrant young people die within, I guess, a year and a half of each other or something.
Yeah.
Like not that long.
Yeah.
Just this moment in time, I just think it makes it completely Obsessable, and no one does it like Marilyn. There is something,
I
especially
know.
if you
I
are
know.
if you're a performer, seeing this is uh, it's just an it factor. It is a moment of pop culture, but it's also a moment of US presidential history of where we were in politics at that time. I think it covers
Agree.
everything, and I would like Kim Kardashian banished from my memory of ever wearing that dress. I need Tommy Lee Jones to come through and use that zapper thing on me in Men in Black so that I can
Mhm.
forget and wipe that from
Mhm.
my memory, because people would not be mad about this if this wasn't such an iconic, Obsessable dress in an Obsessable moment.
Do you want to watch it one more time?
Can we? Because I want to hear
Okay.
US Steel again. I said, oh,
Okay, here we
US
go.
Steel.
Ooh, US Steel.
Unions.
Well, I do love a union, but anyway.
Oh, God, of course. She plays everything.
President, the late Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, God.
Oof.
Oh, and she knows.
You hear the
flicks
the audience.
Mic. She
Yep.
flicked the mic. She says, "Who, me?"
She's suggestively holding that mic.
She is literally running her hands gently up and down the microphone.
She is.
Okay, I can do that next time in Jam Band.
That won't be weird at all.
God, and she takes her frickin' time.
Happy birthday to you.
I love that when we didn't oversing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy
He's probably boned up, right? He's boned up.
Oh my God, everyone, I have a boner.
Boner.
Boner. Everyone has at least a half chub.
And
So-
everybody thinks it's over, but it's not. She wrote
Not
a little
yet.
ditty. She wrote a little ditty about US Steel.
Just a little ditty about US Steel.
for all the things you've done, the battles that you've won, the way you deal with U.S. Steel
Ooh.
and our problems by the time
Oh.
we thank
She
She almost
cups her
grabbed a boob.
breast. She
almost-
cups her
yeah,
breast.
Yeah.
She's telling you, this is Nip.
Yeah. She's like, he's been here. He's been in this place on my body.
God, she knows what she
It's
is
what
doing.
I'm signaling
It is,
to you.
it is
Mhm.
just, it is just incredible. Oh,
Well, Meredith,
that
this
was
has been fun.
that was a delight.
It
Oh, I
was.
loved that. I loved
was.
it.
Guys, we'll be back next month, hopefully, with something that Meredith will regale us with.
And she's going to think about that something. But in the meantime, make sure that you are subscribed so that you do not miss the next one. And if you have any things that you are obsessed with or moments, let us know. And
Let
they
us
might be
know.
something that we cover because
Yes.
it might be something we're obsessed with too. So check us out there. You can also find me over on my individual Substack, which is meredithconstant.substack.com. I am also over on TikTok and Instagram at Meredith Constant, one word. Amy, where can the lovely people find you?
Well, Meredith, I am at ussteel.com. No.
Oh,
I'm at Little Miss Recap, which is my podcast, and we're covering a whole variety of things from Sister Wives to 90 Day stuff to House of the Dragon to Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup. We're doing it all over there.
You're doing all of it. And also we did a review of a documentary, Dancing
for the Devil.
Which was the
Yes, we
TikTok
did.
documentary. That's over on Little Miss Recap. I was there, and listen, it's serious, it's dark, but it's also very funny.
It was good. We had a good time, and I
We
hope
had a really good time.
I hope you join me again soon.
I would love
for something
that.
else over there.
I would love that.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. What is our Substack address? Do we know that I could verbally say it?
Obsessables.substack.com.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Thanks.